Good morning, traders. Happy Monday, and welcome back to the Trader Bacon Show. I'm your host, Gates Adams, and I am super excited to be here with all of you today. My happiest, favorite 30 minutes of every week is getting to spend this time with all of you. So thank you all for showing up. We've got a lot of fun in store for you today. We're going to have some pretty interesting conversations, maybe even some new conversations that we've never had on the Trader Bacon Show. We're going to have a lot of fun with that. First and foremost, I want to encourage you guys, if you're here live, make sure to fill out the form that will be in the chat in a moment. We will be giving away 3 Apex Trader funding evaluations today, as we do on every show. And want to just congratulate last week's winners, Rakesh, Laura, and Ryan. Congratulations to all of you. Maybe your name will be on this list for next week. So fill out that form and make sure you get a shot at that. Now, I've got to say, one of the things that we always wait for in the world of Apex Trader funding is 90% off. We got about a day and a half left, 90% off any size evaluation. Make sure to use promo code Benzinga. Go stock up now, 90% off. This doesn't happen very often, folks. Yes, we have sales pretty frequently, but not 90% off. So make sure to take full advantage of that at apextraderfunding.com. Use promo code Benzinga to get that 90% discount and stock up. Make sure that you're prepared and take full advantage. Strike while the iron is hot. Also, speaking of striking while the iron is hot, I want to let you guys know we dropped a brand new episode of the Forge Trader podcast this past week. Check it out on Spotify, on iTunes. You can check it out on my YouTube as well, which is at the Forged Trader. This was a fun episode. We did something that we'd never done before. I actually had a face-to-face live interview with a trader right here in the Forged studio that you see behind you. That's why you see the big cushy chairs back there. We did it like we've never done it before. It was a phenomenal episode, and I encourage you guys to go check that out. It was a lot of fun. Also, feel free to check out theforgetrader.com/join for any sort of updates on anything going on in the world of the Forged Trader. All of that said, I'm super excited for today's episode. A few weeks ago, we had Mustafa scheduled, and we had a little bit of a snafu on time zones is what I think really what it boiled down to. So we got everything put together, and this is going to be a really fun show. So let's welcome Mustafa back to today's episode of the Trader Bacon Show. Welcome to the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Are you ready? Because the Trader Bacon Show starts right now. Mustafa, man, good morning. What's going on, buddy?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Nice to be here.
No, I'm so glad to have you here. I'm so glad that we were able to get this all rescheduled and worked out and get the time zone working correctly today. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for spending some time with us today and sharing some of your insight and your wisdom. We'll talk a little bit more about the recent email that you got, because I think it's a great insight into what the trading space looks like moving forward. But we'll jump into that here in just a few minutes. I like to leave that little curiosity hook hanging in there, keep you guys here for later in the show. But first, again, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm so glad to have you in here today. Let's talk a little bit about your trading journey. Now, right now, you're at a level of consistency and success as a trader. This is all you do, right? This is your profession. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. How long has that been the case for you?
I actually started 2018.
18. Is that when you
That's
started trading or when you went full time?
when I started trading 2018. Yeah, 2018, and then the normal story. You start with options, small
Mhm.
caps, and then transition into futures trading. And that was January 2023. So I've been
Okay.
in futures trading for like I think about 2 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. So what brought you into trading in the first place? How did this actually just hit your radar?
Yes. I was doing 9 to 5,
Okay.
and then I have a son, then I had another one. Then the job was taking much of my time from having to attend to my son, take him to
Hmm.
school, bring him back. So I needed something that could give me that freedom, that time to be able to decide what I want to do and at what time I want to do it.
Sure.
So I was searching on Google.
Hmm.
I came across a whole lot of options, Amazon, drop shipping, real estate, trading. So,
Hmm.
but when I look at the entry requirement for most of all these other gigs,
Hmm.
was way out of what I could quickly get in.
Sure.
So I saw trading, and then I watched some videos on YouTube. You could put $100 in your brokerage account. Trade options. $20 options. Day options. So I started. I hit success at the beginning, and it looks fascinating to me. Like, oh, really? Can I really
Right.
do this with this little bit of capital?
Mhm.
And that was how it became interesting to me, and then I continued to date.
So at this point, we're like 7 years later, right? And we can absolutely look back with hindsight and we can see that, yeah, maybe there was a smaller financial barrier to entry. You can open up an options account for $100, but we know now that it wasn't as simple as all of that. Obviously, it took time. There have been, look, with every trader, there's always the ups and downs. How long did it take you to get to the point where you started to see regular profitability and consistent profitability?
Uh, I'll say I'll say 2025 this year.
This year. Okay, so almost,
Yes,
7 years into the process.
yeah,
That's look, I say that that's a big learning curve because the fact is that when we start, I think this is consistent of most traders. When we start trading, we think, hey, I bought a program, right? Or I saw this great video on YouTube and it taught me how to trade whatever
mhm,
strategy, and we think that as soon as as soon as I can learn this, then I have the capacity to make money, and that's really not how trading works.
yeah,
So knowing that it took you 7 years to get to this point where this is now what you do for a living, how you make your income, if you had known in 2018 that it was going to take this amount of time, do you think you would have stuck it out?
absolutely no,
No.
no. My thought was, like a normal learning curve, 3 months, 6 months, maximum a year. You
Hmm.
know, yeah. Well, when I got into it, a year, two, I knew, I'm not average. Like average IQ. I
Uh-huh.
knew this is something keeps telling me this is what I can do this.
Right.
Why am I not, finding success in it?
Hmm.
So I was willing. At a point, it became an obsession. Like,
I know
you know,
that feeling.
and I have a 12-year-old son who see me
Mhm.
do every day,
Yeah.
and he's curious. Daddy, what are you doing? I explained to him, and that became very personal to me. What do I
Mhm.
say? Daddy, how are you doing your trading? So now I have a reason, aside
Yeah.
from the monetary side of it. I have a reason to prove to my son
Yeah.
that whatever you put your mind to, you know, you can do it. So daddy now has to succeed to
There
give me
is
practical reference, you
there
know.
is such a bigger lesson in this for the kids, and I love that. My boys are grown now. They're 19, 20, almost 19 in a couple of weeks, 20 and 30, and gosh, it's just a different it's just a different focus when you're trying to show them what's possible. As parents, we tell our kids, you can do anything you set your mind to, right?
Yes.
But trading is not easy, and I think that when I talk to traders, I like traders to have a reasonable expectation. This isn't going to happen overnight, but for some traders, yeah, look, there's a handful of traders that I've seen make it in 6 months. But I talk to a lot of traders, right? But for most people, it's a couple, 2, 3 years, sometimes 5 years, sometimes 7, 10 years. I mean, it is a level of dedication and a willingness to not quit that
Yes.
really this is what trading boils down to is are you resilient enough? It's not that anybody can or can't do it. In my opinion, anybody can learn to be a successful trader, but are you
Absolutely.
willing to put in the time, energy, and effort? Now, you talk about the fact that, and I've started asking this question of a few different traders, and I love the answers because so often it's like, I'm at a point now where I can see not me, but like just traders that I've talked to, they're at a point where they're enjoying the fruit of the effort. But I'm like, if you knew how long it would take you to get there, would you have stuck it out? And ignorance is bliss. I think that there is definitely a value in that optimism, because if you can see yourself start to progress and get a little better in 6 months or 12 months, then, then you're hooked, right? At this
Y-
point, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make this work. But, we have to be willing to just go all in and figure out how to make it happen. So now, 7 years later, where you are now, knowing that if I had known, I probably would have quit. Would you say it was worth it sticking it out?
Yes, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. You say
that's
the journey as I understand it, you could be in it for 8 years
yeah.
struggling.
Oh
But
yeah.
if you get trading right within 6 months,
Mhm.
oh, it's gonna be a sweet story.
Yeah.
Yes, it's that's how fascinating the reward that comes from trading is. It erases the struggle of six,
Mhm.
7 years in
Mhm.
a matter of months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then aside the monetary reward, trading has made me, a better person. You know,
Mhm.
my relationship with my kids, my wife, my siblings, my family has totally changed. I'm a different person right now, you know, as a result of trading. You
Right.
know, the discovery that I've made about myself, what I'm capable of doing, the gift that I have, I wouldn't have been able to, get that from any other profession in the world.
There's no profession out there like this. This is a very unique way to live your life. And yeah, it's tough. And yeah, it takes time, but the rewards, if you're willing to stick it out, are absolutely massive.
Mm.
So as you've continued, down this path and down this road, look, we know logically what those hard times look like. The ups and downs mean that that there's downs, that it's a roller coaster ride, and there's days that are frustrating. There's weeks and months that are frustrating. For you along this journey, what do you think is the biggest obstacle that you've had to overcome along the way?
Psychology,
Yeah,
psychology. I
yeah,
never knew, I did a bit of statistics when I was in the university.
yeah.
I usually think, when I sit down with the charts, I usually think the chart is like, you know, solving mathematical, equations.
Sure.
So I came into trading with that approach. Oh, if this is like solving mathematical equations, my background in mathematics should be able to help me out. You know, my background in statistics should be able to help me out.
Yeah,
But at the point, I keep, getting it wrong until I was searching on YouTube and I came across a trader that was talking about trading psychology,
yeah.
you know, and some of the things that he said clicked to me.
Hmm.
Like, wait a minute, there's more to trading than just charts, strategies. Now I have to, dive deep into trading psychology,
Yeah.
and that kind of opened my eyes to what I never expected.
Right.
If someone has told me some of the things that I discovered through psychology about myself, I wouldn't have believed it. It was mind-boggling, awesome. It's a lot of effort. You know,
And I think you mentioned that you feel that you're a different person now than you were when you started trading 7 years ago. And
yes,
and I do think that a lot of that comes when what you learn when it comes to trading psychology, it would be almost impossible to not see how this can affect other parts of your life, and that implementation in the charts turns into implementation into the rest of your life, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm not just a better trader,
I'm a better
but
person.
yeah, man, I like
Yes,
I
Now,
love that.
at some point, I had to sit and have a discussion with myself,
Mhm,
and I say, okay, if I continue trading and I don't succeed in trading, huh?
mhm.
I've gained something I wouldn't have gained anywhere doing
Yeah,
any other thing in the world. So to me, at that point, it's not just about trading or money. It's
sure.
now, you know, that experience that has changed me
Mhm.
as a person. So, one, I have to prove to my son that whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. Now I want to discover myself,
Sure.
be a better person. My relationship with my friends, my colleagues has changed. I used to be very tense, words kind of get into me easily. But
Sure.
now I'm extremely calm. Nothing bothers me, things that normally freaks out people.
Right.
I don't get freaked out. When things
Yeah.
happen, I'm like, okay, w- this is a problem. How can I solve it? You know,
Dude,
what's the
yeah. I mean,
solution?
if you can get wicked out of a trade and lose five to $6,000 across 20 accounts, watch the market go your way and realize, hey, it's just one day.
It's just
What
one day.
happens if somebody cuts you off in traffic? That's nothing,
Nothing.
right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm trying.
that's that.
I say that because I'm trying to learn that lesson myself. I'm trying to get better. all the-
Yes, it's a life-changing experience,
Beautiful.
aside
Well,
the
listen,
monetary.
yeah, man.
Mm.
Well, listen, we're all traders and we love to geek out in the charts and really talk about strategy. And I mean, I could go on the psychology conversation for hours, but that's not fair to the audience who wants to see charts. So let's pull up some charts. Let's talk a little bit about the strategy that's gotten you here. And again, with the caveat that this is not a shiny object moment. Go check out Mustafa's strategy. It may be for you, and you may be at the point where you're looking for strategies, but don't go be a strategy hopper, folks. We're showing this for entertainment and educational purposes. But Mustafa, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in your world, in your trades, what it is that you look for in the charts that brings you into and out of a trade. If we can go ahead and pull that up. There we go. All right. So we got a little ninja trader here. Love it. Okay.
Yes,
So let's talk the basic fundamentals of your strategy. What are you looking for when you're entering a trade?
yes. Usually what I what I look for are key levels.
Hmm.
Yes, initially when I started, there were a whole bunch of things on the screen,
Hmm.
but as time goes on with the experience, I've kind of, cleaned up most of the things that I felt,
Hmm.
it's not needed.
Right.
So what I do basically you know, 15 minutes opening range,
Hmm.
session low, session high, you know, uh, previous day high, previous day low, previous week high, previous week low. The basic, no, just the basic levels that that we trade. So it's nothing hard.
Right.
Yeah,
So I know a lot of people get into key levels and they're looking for swing points that have this key component or support levels that have had 10 bounces off of it in the last several months or whatever. You're
yeah,
looking for the immediate key levels, it sounds like. So previous day, previous session, previous week, the
yeah.
more recent the key levels that nobody can deny something happened here, right?
Exactly. Keep it simple, as simple. When you first started, you make it so. You think to make it in trading,
Yeah.
it has to be extremely hard. you
Right.
know. But as time goes on, you realize that once your psychology is taken care of, and then the whole process becomes very simple. Starting my day, what I do when I start my day is I go to the daily level.
Hmm.
I start from the daily level. So what I do is I have my so basically what I do is I mark the top and the bottom of the daily level
Hmm.
this way. So for better understanding, I do my daily level goes on. I do something like this: gold.
Hmm.
just to to differentiate between the levels.
Hmm.
So this, then I go down to the 4 hour.
Hmm.
Then for easier identification, I use red for the 4 hour.
Okay.
So my strategy is kind of just the basic, you know. Okay, then from the 4 hour, I move to the 1 hour. And then I go this way, previous 1 hour. Okay. Then we go to the 30 minutes.
Hmm.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. For the 1 hour, I try to make that white. Okay. So go down to the 30 minutes. I will do the same thing on the 30 minutes. Okay, so
So
I leave the
as you're piecing these together, so let me ask you: is this is what you're going to do before you start your trading session? Correct. This is going to be
y-
your kind of your key setup, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. So I do the 30 minutes and then I go ahead and do the 15 minutes and that's it.
Okay.
So we do the okay,
Now,
let me get
will you only trade like U.S. Open, or would you do this periodically throughout the day as the day continues to progress?
yes, as the day continues to progress, once a new candle is formed,
Hmm.
right? Then I move my levels.
Okay. So
You
you're
know,
just going
with
to
this,
update them throughout the day. Yeah.
yes, yes. As the day goes by, I update those levels. As the day
Hmm.
goes by, I update those levels. So the levels are gonna be changing
Hmm.
as the day goes by. You know, the 4 hour, the only one that's gonna stay the same is um, the daily level. So when I now go, I take my trades on the 1 minute.
Hmm.
So if you look at this, you see this right here, this is a confluence right here.
Hmm.
That's the 30 minutes, that's the 30 minutes and the 15 minutes level,
Okay.
which also, matches the OR low, opening range low. See,
Hmm.
that's a confluence right there. And that's
Sure.
that's exactly what I look for. You know, I look for those confluences. I also use the 200 moving average and then the VWAP.
Okay.
That's all. That's basically the concept of my trading.
So what triggers an actual entry for you? Like I'm seeing 3 or 4 bounces off of that I guess pinkish purplish line, which I believe is your 15 minute. And then
Yes.
we broke down. Are you looking for a break of a certain level, or are you
So you
looking for a
see,
certain reaction?
yeah, you see the white. See this white right here
Huh?
is a 1 hour line. So we're
Right.
trying to break the 1 hour. If we break
Mhm.
the 1 hour to the top, I wait for a retest and then I go long.
Okay.
And then this right here is gonna be my stop. You know.
So
And
it's
then
that
sometimes
middle of that
depends.
candle.
Like this, yeah, like this now, right now,
Hmm.
We have three bullish candles. See, I
Hmm.
wait for a retest, and then I go long
Okay.
right here. That's basically. But going long right here, my take profits. I'm gonna manage my trade once we get to the OR low.
Okay.
I have other screen where I watch the volume.
Hmm.
The volume comes into the market. I see the volume right here. I have the heat map, that I kind of use in conjunction with my analysis.
So what I love about this is, yeah, it takes a little bit of setup to get put together. Which I never understood the idea of just turning on the charts at 9:30 and going to town, because that I don't know. To me, there's a lot of anxiety because there's a lot of unknowns in that. So taking the
Yes.
time to plan out and look at what the chart has been doing, which is exactly what you just showed us. There's such a simplicity, and look, we just had the retest on the white line, and
Exactly. So
fantastic.
this for me right here is a long, but my
Mhm.
stop is going to be very tight. My stop is going to
Sure.
be right here.
Okay.
So right here, I'm having like, let me see, 66. I have like a 5 point stop.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
tiny.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's going to be tight because my thesis is if we have to come down and break this level,
Mhm.
we might be coming down to retest the IB low.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
So for
So
me, this is going to be a very good trade.
there's such simplicity in this, and so once you hit that 4 hour low, you're going to manage your stops up and just kind of let it go where it goes.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So I love this, because this is, now, is this something that you would do all day long? Like, do you just trade a certain number of hours? Do you open yourself up to taking trades throughout the course of the day
I stopped trading by 10:30, so I only
by
have
10:30?
2 hour. I only have 2 hour window.
So your AM session. Okay, so 10, to be clear, 10:30 Central Time. So you're running 9:30 to 11:30 Eastern Time is your trading window.
Yes, 2 hours. Yes.
How many trades would you typically see in a day with this strategy?
You could see it depends. It depends on what you're looking for. I could
Mhm.
I could see I could say like 5 to 10 trades.
That's great.
Yeah, but the higher the time frame, the more the more effective, you know
Right.
the trading system. Like here, we're testing the 1 hour. If we kind of move all the way up here, and then
Mhm.
we come back and test, like, let's say, the 4 hour
Mhm.
level or daily level. This is a daily level right here.
Okay.
So when I have the daily level or the 4 hour level, I put on more contracts.
Right.
You know,
Okay. So you're going to manage
because
your
those are,
sizing based on on
yes,
on
based
what
on
time frame you're breaking
what
through.
what what
Okay.
what time frame it is. I'm
Beautiful.
taking the trade on a 1 minute, but I'm using the higher time frame as a reference point. You
Beautiful.
know.
I love it. Doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It can be very simple. You learn to manage this
Yes.
through
Yeah.
activity. Look, at this point, and of course, Tara says, "Love it, Mustafa." Yes, this is. I think this is the epitome of understanding price action, which just makes it very clear.
Yes.
You don't need 1,000 indicators. You don't need, and then again, nothing against indicators. I know people
No.
who are very, very successful using a whole variety of indicators, but the simplicity of
Mhm.
this is absolutely fantastic, which I think makes it easier to not get caught up in the amount of information that we can find. I mean, like there's just no end to the amount of information that we can say. Okay, well, this tells me this. This tells me this. This indicator tells me that, and I have three things telling me to go long, three things telling me to go short, and I'm confused. I mean, it's just so easy
Yes.
to get caught up in that.
The
So
Yeah, the thing about this is, you can see how we kind of consolidate around this area, and then the market pushes up. So we are breaking the
right,
4 hour. See, we are breaking the 4 hour level right now.
mhm,
So that's kind of getting very interesting.
right,
That shows me that there's volume coming. There is buying volume coming into the markets. So
sure,
right now, my stop is going to be at break even, and then I'm just
okay,
going to sit back and watch this trade.
and then just
This
let
is
it
the
go.
swing. This line right here. These are the swing highs and the swing lows. You know, so that kind of also helped, uh, to
Gives you a
manage.
little better sense of targets.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Beautiful.
So right now we
Beautiful.
just break the 4 hour level. Possibly we might come for a retest or not, and then boom, we'll move all the way.
Wow. Well, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward
So
to seeing how this plays out for the next couple hours.
so
Um, this,
as we break each level, that
Mhm,
kind of give me an assurance where we're heading. So right
mhm,
now, if we break the 15 minutes, this is the initial swing low. We're
mhm.
heading for the swing high, and then we might eventually head for the VWAP. You know,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, I want to talk a little. Okay, I've already gone over time, so we're going to make this real quick. You've reached a level of consistency and success as a funded trader with Apex that you just got an interesting email, didn't you?
Yes, I got an email inviting, telling me that Apex is kind of watching my trade and for a possible move to a live account.
What is your initial thought? What was your initial thought when you got this email? Like, what are you thinking in your head when you see this?
I've seen several traders on
Mhm,
on social media, talking about getting the email. For me, it's something I'd always prepared for. So for me,
mhm.
when I saw it, it showed me that I'm doing something right.
Right.
So now it's like, can you do better than what you're doing?
Mhm.
You know,
I love that.
yeah,
And that's the thing. I think in the world of funded trading and prop trading at this point, moving to live for successful traders is an inevitability. And
yes,
so look, this should be the goal. I know some people feel like, oh well, I don't get to have 20 accounts anymore. Well, yeah, I mean the opportunity is different and it's significantly bigger. It's a different picture. But the reality, 20 accounts in a sim environment forever, that's just not realistic. That can't happen
yes,
forever, right? So
yes,
when you start
yes.
thinking about moving into live, all the work on the psychology that you've done, do you feel like you're prepared to manage a live money account that Apex basically puts together for you? Are you ready for this?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's why I have two of my biggest accounts. One
Mhm.
is on, I think, the first one is at 74 trading days,
That's amazing. I love
and
that.
I also have one at 55 trading
Right.
days.
And
So
just growing.
consistency is a big part of what I'm doing right now. Not really making. I used to make like 500, 1,000, 2,000, $3,000 a day, but I realized that, the more you expose yourself to the markets, the more you're likely to get bonds, you
Sure.
know.
Sure.
So
Well, clearly what you're doing is working, and congratulations. Obviously, it's a little premature as you're in the evaluation process, but congratulations on being noticed for live. I'm super excited to hear how this journey continues for you. We'll talk more about it, of course, as we go. I wish I had another half hour. I don't. So I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your journey, your strategy, your good news, and everything that's been going on with you. Thank you for having some flexibility and rescheduling with me for today. So glad we
so
got you in here for the show, man.
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely a pleasure. For those of you out there, we did just pop up the form one more time. One last chance to get registered for the free accounts, the free evaluations. Of course, whether you win one or not, make sure to go to apextraderfunding.com. Use promo code Benzinga for 90% off. A day and a half left, folks. This ends at 11:59 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time, not Pacific. Make sure to get stocked up before then. Use promo code Benzinga for that. Go check out theforgetrader.com/join for information on what's going on with my stuff. You can also find me on social media and get some updates on my daily trading. No updates last week, but I will catch up for that and make up for that this week. Mustafa, thank you so much for sharing your morning with us. This has been an absolute pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon. For the rest of you out there, make sure to come back next week for the next episode of the Trader Bacon Show. Thanks for joining the Trader Bacon Show, where we showcase everyday traders that are getting funded, paid, and bringing home the bacon. Make sure to join us next time, Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern.